Okay, guys. So I'm just gonna put this up on maybe they want it on Google too. So all right. So this this little joke sounds like a Wayne Brothers joke. Remember the Wayne Brothers? Of course you do, or else you're too young. Wayne Brothers, right? So it sounds like a Wayne Brother joke. Um, so today it's City Wellness. It's sort of like my Atlas website, right? So I shared, what did I share? I shared like the size of police forces in countries. And so you see in Canada, every officer basically looks after 500 people. In the United States, every officer only has to look after 300. And in a city like Monaco, a state like Monaco, where everybody's driving around in Lamborghinis, every officer only has to look after 7 people. And so it seems like, okay, so 500 people, every officer is assigned to like 500 people in Canada, every officer is assigned to like 300 people in the US. Is it similar? Well, it's so like the pace at which crime happens. So so if you know if the pace at which crime happens is equal in both countries, then one country is starting to fall behind because 500 people and like the crime rate in 500 people, say 10%, and then crime rate in 300 people is like 30 and 50, right? So one officer has to deal with 50 criminals, the other officer has to only deal with 30 criminals, right? But then as the officer who's dealing with like 50 criminals start falling behind, the crime rate will rise. Like maybe minor crime like shoplifting or like buying weed on the street, minor crimes, but it'll go up. And especially shoplifting, if that goes up, it hurts business. So everything starts to tumble down. So the joke is white people go, oops, right? Because and for the longest time they thought that it was so like black entitlement, Vietnamese entitlement, indigenous entitlement. But what we're saying to you guys, after a while, we kind of just give up. You know, after a while, black people just gave up and said, okay, let's just focus on us. Same with indigenous people and same with Vietnamese people. Because when crime happens to white people, they just go, oops, oops. You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean. Crime is very high in Canada, and yet the people are led to believe it's a very safe society. So white people just go, oops. But black people will have none of it. Black people will say it's racism. Keep the kids inside the house. Indigenous people will say it's genocide. Keep the kids inside the house. Vietnamese will say that's not fair. I went to school here and everything. Keep the kids inside the house. Italians will go, I'm just gonna fly back to Italy. Italians are like, I'm just gonna fly back to Italy. It's safer there. But white people, they're like, crime happens to everybody. Oops, oops. It's like for the last 10 years, they've been telling everybody in Toronto, go have a good time. After dark, enjoy the nightlife. We got all sorts of city events, and yet crime is sky high, and all white people will do is go, oops, oops. And black people are like, I've had enough. These white people are not listening to us. I'm just gonna call it racism, so our people stay back. And when Vietnamese people are like, white people are not listening to us, I'm just call it like inequality. So our people stay back and not join in the nightlife party. Same with indigenous people. White people not listening to us, I'm just gonna call it genocide. So our kids stay in. Whereas white people are like, everybody go out. It's great. Great. Crime is sky high. When they find out, they just go, oops, oops. All right. Okay. So, like, that's why black people are like, all right, like this comes up. We don't have enough police people. Crime is sky high, and the white people are like, oops, oops. Should we like for the last decade? Oops, oops. There's no fucking oops, okay? It's a major fucking screw up. People are like going out after dark because everybody was telling us it was all fucking safe. It's not fucking oops. But guess what? It's gonna be a fucking oops. And then every minority is just like, fuck this. Stay home.